My name is Dumont. I'm creative director on Gods and Monsters. Well, the style and the art direction that we gave for Gods and Monsters is inspired by a desire for us to make a much lighter experience for our players, something more inviting. Of course, when we started researching about it, the Ghibli studio vibe that they had for their movies was very interesting for us. Of course, it doesn't translate one for games, and we have our own spin on it, but that was a very interesting matter to treat, something fairly realistic, but with a more of a shaded version of it. And then we wanted to have that painterly feeling, to have a little bit more of that texture like aquarelle into what we're doing, so it gives it a unique feeling for our game. While developing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, we learned quite a bit of things that helped us develop Gods and Monsters. The first thing is our production pipeline. So we just came out of a pretty well-oiled production pipeline that we could place again on Gods and Monsters. Also, if we look at it from a gameplay perspective, our ways to introduce combat abilities, our ways to navigate the world a little bit, how to construct that world was very interesting for us, and we could use quite a bit from there. And of course, we've been in Greek history, Greek myths for 3 years, and that we could hit the ground running with our subject in hand. In Gods and Monsters, you'll find quite a bit of Greek gods and creatures in the game. So just to name a few, so we don't want to spoil too many surprises, you'll find Zeus as the king of the gods. And on the creature side, he'll be opposed to Typhon, which is the biggest, baddest enemy that he's ever had. And he will have a bunch of minions with him, such as Cyclops or Harpies. And I'm just going to name a few so you keep the surprise. The story is also told by Homer as a narrator, and which will give a very defined and unique way of telling the story of Gods and Monsters. Going to ancient Greece and its mythology was an easy win for us because we were deep in it for 3 years. So we were looking at the history and the myths while building Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But then those myths, those legends, those stories, those gods, those monsters were coming out, and we couldn't use that in a realistic setting such as Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And when building Gods and Monsters, oh, that would make such a unique type of game if we with a unique spin on mythology. So it was there for us to use, and we were like super into it, so we kept going with that. Gods and Monsters releases on February 25th, 2020. It's coming on Xbox One, PS4, PC, Switch, and Stadia.